to first welcome our public schools of Brookline administration, including Superintendent of School, Dr. Linus Guillory. Also welcome our members of the Brookline School Committee. Welcome Brookline High School administration. Welcome our keynote speaker and BHS faculty and staff. Driscoll. They will perform the Star-Spangled Banner. With the students giving our international welcome, please come up to the left of the stage. Thank you to our class marshals, Thomas O'Brien and Hannah Wells, for leading in the class of 2025. Hello, everyone. I am Dean Jenny Longmire, the other dean of the class of 2025. And on behalf of my fellow deans, Dean Thomas, and our Dean of Students, Astrid Allen, I want to welcome you to the graduation ceremony for the class of 2025. At Brookline High School, we take great pride in our diversity. One of the many ways in which we are diverse is in the more than 70 languages spoken by our students in our hallways. Today, we offer you greetings in some of those languages.
Xin chào. My name is Nicholas Sweeney and my language of origin is Vietnamese. Chào mừng mọi người đến dự lễ ra trường Brookline High School lớp 2020.
Namaskar, my name is Amarjot and one of the languages I speak is Hindi. Brookline High School 2025 की क्लास की ग्रेजुएशन में आप सबका स्वागत है। उम्मीद है कि हमारा उत्सव आप सबको पसंद आएगा।
My name is Julie,
My name is Nathan.
and our language origin is Keynote from Cape Verde.
Bem-vindo
à cerimônia de graduação de classe de 2025
edição
de Brookline.
Sveiki. My name is Christos Mavars and my language of origin is Latvia. Sveicam uz Brookline vidusskolas izlaidumu 2025. gada klasē.
Grüezi. My name is Owen, and my language of origin is Swiss German. Diploma tot 40 tot Brookline High School plus tot 50 facts.
Buongiorno a tutti. My name is Elias Brendle and my language of origin is Italian. Benvenuti alla cerimonia di consegna dei diplomi della classe del 2025.
Hola, buenas tardes. My name is María José Londoño and my language of origin is Spanish. Bienvenida a la clase de 2025 a la graduación de la ceremonia de 2020.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Siraj and my language origin is Arabic. أهلا بكم في حفلة مدرسة BHS لتخريج دفعة صف 2025.
Merhaba. My name is Zuru and my language of origin is Turkish. Brookline Lisesi mezuniyet törenine hoş geldiniz.
Shalom, my name is John Noctigal and my language of origin is Hebrew. ברוכים הבאים לטקס הסיום של התיכון של ברוקליין, מחזור 2025.
早上好 My name is Lloyd and my language of origin is Mandarin. 欢迎大家来到布鲁克兰高中2025年毕业生的毕业典礼，谢谢。
Olá, my name is Laura Araújo and my language of origin is Portuguese. E sejam muito bem-vindos à cerimônia de entrega de diplomas da classe de 2025 do Brookline High School.
Bonjour à tous. My name is Alice and my language of origin is French. Bienvenue à la cérémonie de remise des diplômes de Brookline High School à la classe 2020.
Zdravo. My name is Max and my language of origin is Serbian.
Yes, my name is Konstantinos Antoniadis and my language of origin is Greek. Καλησορίσατε στη θεραπεία αποφύτησης του Λυκείου Brookline για την τάξη του 2025.
Salam, my name is Abigail Kataba and origin language is Amharic. Inquire لهولة الشيء هاي عملس بيرتها Brookline High School graduation.
Dobrý den. My name is David Haifa and my language of origin is Czech. Vítáme vás na oslavě promoci pro střední školu Brookline pro ročník 2025.
Schönen Nachmittag, my name is Asha. My language of origin is German. Willkommen zum 2025 Abschlussfeier der Brookline High School.
Добрий день, my name is Юлія Григорєва and my language of origin is Ukrainian. Ласкаво просимо на церемонію випуску випускників 2025 року середньої школи Brookline.
Hola, tout My name is Julia Denker. My name is Anna Denker and our language of origin is Talon. Benvinguts a la celebració de la graduació de la Brookline High School per la promoció del 2025. Gràcies. Visca Catalunya! Moi, my name is Susie Carla and my language of origin is Finnish. Tervetuloa Brookline lukion vuoden 2025 valmistusseremoniaan.
Hi, my name is Tibet Hall. My language of origin is Danish. Velkommen alle sammen til skoleafslutningen af Brookline High School af klassen af 2025. Bonjour, my name is Nini and my language of origin is Haitian Creole. Bienvenue à la graduation Brookline High School
2025 Brookline High School commencement. Now let's get this show on the road.
Thank you, seniors, for that beautiful welcome. Class of 2025, our warriors. This is your very last high school assembly and your last official day as Brookline High School students. Today, we are not just celebrating your completion of high school, we're celebrating your growth, your resilience, and the memories that have shaped who you are. This is your moment, so enjoy this moment. Every one of us is here for you today. It's amazing how fast these last 4 years have flown by. And we also recognize that there were moments that seemed to slow down in time. Whether you were competing on a field, in the classroom, up on the stage, or trying to work your schedule to get a free A or F block, we hope you met some incredible people along the way, stepped out of your comfort zone, and tried something new. The world today, more than ever, needs your curiosity, your intelligence, your innovation, and mostly your love. Because in 20 years, you may not remember who you took to the prom, but you may remember a kind gesture that carried you through a tough time. To parents, caregivers, and families, this is also a moment for you. You have supported our seniors not just over these past 4 years, but for their lifetimes. Thank you for believing in them and cheering them on through all of it.
How fitting is it that our last assembly is here on Cypress Field? Some of you might remember that first day of 9th grade, walking nervously, right here, looking for your hub advisors and junior keepers. You processed right under that very archway, behind me, into the quad, passing through a sea of cheering educators and staff, welcoming you to BHS on your first day of high school. Many of them are here today to honor you. You also were the last class to inhabit OLS, remember all those times I stopped you from going to Dunkin' Donuts, and the first to use 22 Tap-In. As you sit here this afternoon and face the grand columns of BHS, we hope that you have made lasting connections with many people here, classmates and adults, that you have discovered interests and passions you might pursue in your future, that you have learned more than you ever imagined you would, both inside and outside of the classroom, that you have felt cared for, and that you have had some fun along the way. To each of you here today, members of the Brookline High School class of 2025, we are so glad to be here with you to celebrate you at your high school graduation. Congratulations. And now it is our pleasure to introduce to you our head of school, Mr. Anthony Meyer.
Thank you, Deans Longmire and Thomas, for your introduction and for your caring, thoughtful, and strong stewardship of this wonderful graduating class. Welcome, Brookline High School faculty, staff, and administrators, district leaders, parents, guardians, caregivers, families, friends, and invited guests. June 8th, 2025 is a special day and a beautiful one. We should all feel tremendous gratitude for the many individuals, departments, and community partners who helped make this commencement happen. Brookline Parks and Open Spaces, Brookline Police, Building Department, Brookline Interactive Group, BHS custodial and clerical staff, the inimitable Hal Mason, and many high school and district staff members. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is fitting that we gather on a Sunday. I offer you, class of 2025, a final Warrior Weekly in speech, rather than in my typical written missive. This message is mostly for you graduate types. Just know that others are watching and listening. That was supposed to be humor, kind of. You guys remember, it's a little dry and not that funny. All right, dear Warrior graduates, good afternoon and congratulations. You look beautiful and you are beautiful. Over the past couple weeks, I have considered delivering this Warrior Weekly speech at a painfully slow cadence, luxuriating in long vowels, extended pauses, awkward silences. As I said on Friday at the rehearsal, I'm not ready to leave you just yet, but such delays seem like cheap tricks. This afternoon I speak not of old Lincoln School or cohorts red or blue, nor do I share one of hundreds of weekly schedules you have had during your high school career. I'm not going to tell you about this week's final athletic, performing arts, or counseling events. I am simply trying to figure out how to say goodbye. The truth is, I'd like to linger with you. I've known many of you for a very long time, and one of you since birth. Oof. Saying this, I recognize that two of my principal colleagues are here seeing their daughters graduate as well. Cheers and thank you, Asa Sebelius of the Roland Hayes School and Jamie Yadoff of the Pierce School. Go Esme, go Ella. And as I say these names, I badly want to recognize all my high school and district colleagues who have graduating seniors. Hooray for all. And further delays and digressions are not fair to you graduates. You are ever ready to go, and you have much, much to do. So, here are some pithy Sunday afternoon Warrior Weekly reflections, knowing they are the last I will give you as a cohort, gathered together in community on this beloved BHS campus. So how do I say goodbye, class of 2025? With fierce optimism for who you will be and become in your various next chapters. All of you, each of you, can both write and tell your story of navigating BHS and charting what you wish to experience, create, develop, and foster outside of here. You all have powerful stories that predict beautiful futures. I say goodbye with uplift, imagining your next best selves and the efforts you will expend to become who you wish to be. How do I say goodbye, class of 25? With firm understanding that we are yoked together in BHS community. I say knowing this, I say this knowing there are some of you and some of your friends and family members who believe I failed you in some way, big or small, during your time here. That is heavy, real, and I imagine true. And I know in my heart's heart that I have tried to remain always caring, compassionate, and committed in leading this school. I thus say goodbye, hoping that over the past 4 years, you have seen me continue to be in relationship with each and all of you. Our connection does not end today, nor do all the connections you, more importantly, have forged here at Brookline High School. How do I say goodbye, class of 25? With deep hope for the kindness and caring, the empathy you can extend in the communities you create, join, foster. You graduated at a time when the news in our Commonwealth, in our country, in our world is so often bleak. Hatred and violence, death and injury, discord and division. It can become easy to fixate on the suffering, on the sadness. And, class of 2025, you are a cohort of smart, beautiful young people who are graduating from a large, diverse public high school. You have stood up for others. You have stood up to me and others in leadership positions. You have made change. I say goodbye believing, no, knowing that you will seek and make change in our world. So finally, how do I say goodbye, class of 2025? With deep gratitude for all the work you have done at or around this place, Thank you for working hard at what you love and also at what you probably didn't love but knew you had to do. Congratulations, seniors. I say goodbye knowing this is not our last farewell. There is still much for you to do, and I want to hear all about it. Thank you. Thank you so much. It is now my pleasure to introduce the chair of the school committee for the public schools of Brookline, Ms. Sarah Montauter.
Congratulations, class of 2025. It is truly wonderful to see you from this vantage point. You're an inspiring group, and you give us all great hope for the future. As someone who usually avoids microphones and large crowds, I can say to you that looking out at this incredible class is the most terrifying thing I have done, well, since joining the school committee. Today we celebrate the class of 2025. I also want to recognize another remarkable group, the class of 1975, who graduated from this very school 50 years ago. Last night, 50 members of their class were here inside the STEM Commons celebrating their 50th reunion. Some of them are here today. In 1975, students left high school during a time of post-Vietnam uncertainty and change. Their yearbook tells the story of another era. Wide lapels, bell-bottoms, no cell phones, just payphones and maybe a Polaroid camera. The school musical that year was Hello Dolly. Clubs included Magic Club, not with cards but actual magic tricks, Scuba Club, and Military History Club. The football team beat Newton North on Thanksgiving 13-7. Girls swim and volleyball also had standout seasons. And senior quotes included lyrics from Elton John, Stevie Wonder, and Cat Stevens. The world was different, but the heart of graduation was the same. Hope, pride, uncertainty, and possibility. Fast forward 50 years, the class of 2025 is stepping into a world shaped by climate change, AI, and global complexity. Most of you have cell phones, iPhones, in the pockets of your baggy jeans. And yet, the energy, the curiosity, and the dreams, those are timeless. Your yearbook reflects this moment. The musical this year was Mean Girls. Your clubs are just as creative. Fish Tank Club, Crochet Club, Popcorn Club, track, rugby, volleyball, just to name a few, championships all around. And your senior quotes, Zizza, Noah Kahn, Mac Miller, Frank Ocean, Nicki Minaj, and Bob Dylan still hanging in there. And just like 1975, you've bonded in these final weeks of high school. Signing shirts, filming TikToks during Spirit Week, dodging senior assassins, playing spike ball, dressing up for prom, cheering on the Warriors, and watching the sunrise together. To both the class of 75 and class of 25, your paths may be separated by decades, but your courage, creativity, and vision connect you. And to just the class of 25, on behalf of the school community, I officially move to adjourn your high school career. All in favor? Looks unanimous. Congratulations.
Now, please welcome to the stage our first student speaker, Esther Wang.
Thank you, Principal Mr. Meyer, Superintendent, members of the Brookline School Committee, deans, teachers, counselors, and parents. It's a pleasure to be with all of you today. No one has warned me how hard it would be to move halfway across the world for high school. To be fair, I probably wouldn't have listened to them anyway, given the countless fantasies I've had about the typical American high school life. In the end, however, it was well worth the 16-hour flight. Hi, my name is Brookline Wang, but you might know me as Esther. I'm a first-generation immigrant from Taiwan. My family and I came to the States exactly 2 summers ago, and the past 2 years at Brookline have been completely different from what I had imagined. As I quickly realized, High school is not just about going to football games, having fun at parties, or even studying for exams. For me, it became a time where you can feel so sure of everything, yet so lost and so alone, all at the same time. You start to wonder, where do I fit in all of this? Who am I? To those around me, or more importantly, to myself? I struggle to answer these questions. Coming from a place where everything was just so different, the way we talked, how we spent our free time, the topics of conversation. To give you an idea of how clueless I was, I had to search up the terms RIS to understand the secrets of college exchanges. For the parents in the room, RIS is slang for charismatic. In the beginning of this year, like any other senior, I sat down in front of my computer for hours, trying to find the words to write what would be read as the story of my life, my college essay. After hours and hours and many, many drafts, I realized that the story I was trying to tell, the one I'm telling you right now, is the very one that shapes and defines me more than anything else. It's the story of how a shy girl from a country thousands of miles away was challenged and embraced by the community here at Brookline. The cheers of my teammates as I strive to close out a 3-set tennis match, the huddle our band and I did before our performance in front of the whole school, the hours our physics teacher, Miss Megan and Miss Nixon, shout out to them, spent with us after school, solving problems on the whiteboard, and the lifelong friendships I've built with my fellow ACRAC members as we hit up the best food spots in Chinatown. All of these are memories I will cherish for the rest of my life. I know all of you have unique stories of your own to tell, and I wish I could listen to them all. My time at Brookline has taught me courage. Courage to stand out and to be different. I've grown in ways I never would have expected to because of the support I've had. The second family I found here has helped me navigate the surreal landscape of an American high school. You've all instilled in me the confidence I will need to tackle our next alien environment, college. Whether it is off to conquer art studios, playing fields, research lab, boardrooms, concert hall, courts of law, or even the military services, we are ready. As we celebrate never needing to write another college essay again, we also celebrate the start to our own life stories. As Natasha Bedingfield puts in her song Unwritten, Class of 2025, today is where your book begins, and the rest is still unwritten. Thank you.
Thank you, Esther, for sharing those memories and for telling us a little bit about your story. Class of 2025 and guests, please now welcome Bruno David, Lucas Lockwood, Ben Facillo, and Gabe Samuels from the band 504 as they perform Where'd All the Time Go by Dr. Dog.
name is Bruno David. We got Ben Facillo on bass, Lucas Lockett on guitar, and Gabe on drums. I'd like to thank everyone for the opportunity to be able to play here today, and you so much to sing. I know you guys have been waiting for another band performance since the beginning of the year, so here it is. We're going to play Where All the Time Go by Dr. Dog. Sorry, guys.
Thank you, 504. Now we are going to have a pause in our program just for a moment to show you how to receive your diploma up on stage. Dean Astrid Allen, can you please come to the podium?
Okay, buenos dias, clase, ¿cómo están? Oh, it's not my Spanish class. Hi, everybody. So one last rehearsal, because you know we love a rehearsal. So we're going to show you how to do it, so everyone pay very close attention. Everyone in blue. Everyone else, thank you so much for your patience. Okay, so your row's going to stand up, and you're going to walk to the edge of the ramp. And we have a student here that's helping us out. Thank you so much, Altamo. Okay. And you're going to pause at the end of the ramp and get your photograph taken. Big smiles. And then you're going to walk up to the ramp, and you're going to walk all the way up to the top and pause. He's usually faster. And when you're waiting for your name to be heard, you're going to take it all in, everybody. And you're going to hear your name. You're going to smile big, and you're going to walk across this stage to get to your diploma. So let's try it out. Everyone ready? Altamo Ashkenazi. Everyone gets a handshake or a hug, whatever you want. There's usually more clapping. Can I get more clapping? Thanks so much, Altama. Congratulations.
And now we welcome to the podium our second student speaker, Elias Brendle.
Thank you for that lovely demonstration. Head of School Meyer, Assistant Head of School Mason, deans, faculty, families, and the class of 2025. On the eve of the founding of our nation, Thomas Jefferson wrote, "An educated citizenry is a vital requisite for our survival as a free people." For the past 4 years, Brookline High School has prepared us to be good stewards of our democracy, not just by accumulating knowledge, but by cultivating discernment. We have learned how to distinguish truth from noise and how to ask incisive questions in a world that too often rewards certainty and punishes doubt. We live in a moment that magnifies the urgency of Jefferson's words. Anti-intellectualism is now organized and institutionalized. Efforts to restrict what is taught, to silence teachers, and to discredit experts are not isolated. They're part of an ideology that a thinking populace is a threat, not a strength. We are graduating amidst a battle over knowledge itself. There is hope in this moment, however, because Brookline High School has treated us as minds in motion. BHS has taught us to be radical by making space for complexity, ambiguity, and error in a world of sound bites and algorithms. We've studied literature with no easy answers and history that demanded moral reckoning. We've transformed confounding equations into logical structures. We've learned the difference between guesswork and scientific hypothesis, and we've witnessed the power of interrogating our own assumptions. BHS is also rare in its pluralism. We've shared classrooms and cafeteria tables with peoples whose beliefs and backgrounds differ from our own. This is essential because democracy requires this discomfort, not erasing our differences, but navigating through them with rigor and with grace. Too often, society equates education with credentials and grades, but the real value of education is much harder to quantify. It lives in the ways we speak when the truth is messy and act with integrity when the stakes are high. This learning is slow and methodical. It may not go viral, but it does form the foundation of civic life that Jefferson envisioned. A citizenry capable of reasoning independently, resisting manipulation, and advancing the common good. So what will we do with our preparation? The problems we inherit, from ecological collapse to political fragmentation, demand not just intellect, but moral clarity, collective imagination, and a willingness to be uncomfortable. We won't be able to automate or outsource this work. It will require us to show up and engage with all of our uncertainty. Take, for instance, my ill-fated confidence during a 10th grade world literature discussion on the book Things Fall Apart. Brimming with certainty, I argued that Okonkwo's downfall was the result of colonialism, a simple cause and a tragic effect. But as the discussion unfolded, I realized how much I had missed. My classmates pointed out Okonkwo's pride, his fear of weakness, and deep-rooted tensions within Igbo society. My take was not entirely wrong, but I had made the mistake of reducing the complex to the convenient. What stands out to me now is what came after, an awkward but necessary rearrangement of my thoughts and beliefs. I wasn't there to perform, but to be curious and revise what I thought I had known. We don't leave BHS with all of the answers, but we leave with something better. The capacity to ask meaningful questions, the humility to appreciate that knowledge evolves, and the competence to think for ourselves. And if we're lucky, we also leave with the understanding that education never ends, that curiosity is a discipline, and staying informed a choice. We are prepared to think, not just do, to participate, not just watch, and to build, not just inherit. As we close this chapter, I leave you with the words of the inquisitive scientist Louis Pasteur, "Chance favors the prepared mind." That phrase is often interpreted as a celebration of luck, but what it also means is this: chaos and the unexpected will find us, but it will be those who have done the quiet and patient work of thinking that will be ready to meet the moment with purpose. Class of 2025, we are ready to lead, not with slogans, certainty, or orthodoxy, but with questions, integrity, and conviction. Thank you, and congratulations, Class of 2025.
Thank you so much, Elias, for those powerful words. Now, Class of 2025 and guests, please welcome Mimi Aspey, Lucas Chen, Eddie Mann, Graham Martin Wilson, Toby Silman, and Julian Steinberg from the music collective, the MCs, as they perform Mercy, Mercy, Mercy by Cannonball Adderley.
Yeah, sorry, we didn't think to move these. That was our fault. Hey guys, so we're the music collective, Brookline High. We've all played together for a couple years. We're all seniors, obviously, because we're all here. So we got Toby, Julian, Eddie, Lucas, Mimi, me.
And honestly, you know, we're all happy to be here. I'm happy that it's cold, you know, it's a small mercy. You know, really, and some people say that a high school education, ignorance is merciful. I disagree. Brookline's great. They taught us a lot. You're wondering why I'm saying the word mercy. That was kind of shoehorned in. Well, they asked me to, so we're going to play that now. Thanks for listening to us, and have a good Sunday. Thanks, guys.
Let's have another round of applause for Mimi, Lucas, Eddie, Graham, Toby, Julian, and the Music Collective. It is now a pleasure for me to welcome back to Brookline High School our keynote speaker of this afternoon, Mr. Danny Kanamori, who is a class of 2000 graduate BHS. Danny was raised in Brookline, where he attended the Runkle School before graduating from BHS 25 years ago in 2000. He went on to study comparative media studies and math at MIT, where he was both the class president and captain of the basketball team. His path led him through Hollywood and back, where he worked both as a writer and an actor. If you watch carefully, you can find him on Samuel L. Jackson's basketball team in Coach Carter. He has since earned a graduate degree in journalism from Columbia University. He has officiated 30 weddings and helped to build a successful broker-dealer firm in New York City, where he is a partner. Class of 2025, Danny is thrilled to be here today to speak with you. So please give a warm warrior welcome to Brookline's own Mr. Danny Kanamori.
Friends, family, graduates, hi there. For those who don't know me, my name is Danny Kanamori, and I'm a proud graduate of the class of 2000. Now, I must admit, when I was first asked to speak here today, well, frankly, I thought I was getting punked. After all, this is a storied school with notable alumni: Conan O'Brien, Theo Epstein, Robert Kraft. I mean, this is the birthplace of John F. Kennedy. I wouldn't have lasted 1 week in senior assassin. In fact, other than being Brookline's best-looking graduate, I couldn't imagine I had much else to offer. In my fine years at BHS, I managed to talk myself out of not one, but 2 suspensions. One for riding the back of the tee, holding on to only the windshield wipers. Another for dribbling a basketball incessantly outside Miss Constance's math class. And it wasn't until graduation, sitting in these very seats, where I learned that despite making the grades, I had at least one of my esteemed teachers keep me off the National Honor Society, as denounced for behavior that didn't merit the brand's elite criteria. Naturally, 25 years later, I've been asked to speak here today. For those few who do know me, I apologize in advance, and I will do my very best to prove this is not a colossal mistake. Well, class of 2025, here you are. I want you to take a moment and think where you've come from. Just a few years ago, your formative years were put on hold. To no fault of your own, you were hidden from the world. You were hidden from each other. You were robbed, whether that was of a track meet, a middle school dance, or time with a loved one. However, in that loss, you learned to deal with loss. And while you may not have seen it then, and you might not see it now, this is a great gift. Mike Tyson, the heavyweight prize fighter, perhaps better known to you guys as the guy who got roughed up by Jake Paul, once said, "Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face." And it's my favorite, most tangible quote. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. I want to share a very personal story with you. I've hardly shared it with anyone, so speaking in front of thousands of strangers seems like the appropriate time. When I was in the first grade, I went to a summer camp outside of Brookline. I was wearing a Superman t-shirt. I was obsessed with Superman. The idea that someone could be so ordinary and save the world behind closed doors gave me hope. Some kids came up to me and said, "You can't be Superman, you're Chinese." Mind you, they were idiots because I'm half Japanese. But I did the saddest little thing a little boy could do. I ran home, stood in front of the mirror, and I tried to open my eyes for hours. Can you imagine? That moment is directly related to the 8th grade at Runkle School when my Metco partner, Dana Blades, had me sneak on the bus and go home with him to Dorchester. He took me to play basketball in the streets, and in a sea of black faces, I stood out. And while I was playing well, I actually looked a lot better than I actually was, because I looked different. It was this fearless inclusion that helped me realize what a privilege it was to be different. In fact, the real reason I'm here today is because your varsity girls basketball coach, or sorry, associate dean, that's how you want to be named, Kendall Jones, who was one of those who fearlessly included me, asked me to be here. Just imagine how the world would have turned out, how much we would have lost out if I hadn't spent the last 30 years embarrassing him on the basketball court. And I'll tell you this, my mother, my crazy mother, like so many crazy mothers who set the standard to love unconditionally, who along with my father raised me in this town because they knew the privilege to matriculate with both ethnic and economic diversity, who forced me into that very METCO program, who encouraged me to play basketball, even though I didn't look or feel like a basketball player. Well, 3.5 years ago, she died. And while this is a hard reality to swallow, I'm a better person since my mom died because my mom died. Isn't that a crazy thing to admit? When you stumble, you learn something, and you will stumble. You may not get the grade. You may have a tough breakup. You might not have gotten into the school you wanted. You might feel alone. You will feel wronged. But in those moments, please do yourself a favor. Don't feel bad for yourself. You are not a pity case. If COVID taught you anything, it's that you can get punched in the face and 4 years later, stand here today. So now what? I remember this day 25 years ago. The nostalgia, the excitement, the fear. I also remember it was different for everyone. However, I do remember one common thread, that of insecurity. And in a generation rooted in affirmation, where we count our likes, and we aren't always trained how to properly confront a dislike, I'll let you in on a little secret. I spent much of my life worrying what others thought of me. As I got older, I knew that wasn't cool, so I said, screw what people think of me. But even then, I was quite aware others were thinking of me. It wasn't until I had a little trauma, till I grew up a little, that I realized the great secret of life. No one is ever thinking of you. Most people care how you fit into their lives and nothing else. And you know what they should care about? How you fit into their lives and nothing else. The only affirmation you need in this lifetime is your own, and I cannot stress this enough. Do not be at the mercy of others. Make decisions free from ego, free from the consequences of others' ego. If you're posting a picture because you feel good about yourself, post it 10 times over. If you're doing it to win just one other person's like, save your energy. The only thing you need to face tune in this life is fear. Because what is fear anyway? No one is born racist, sexist, homophobic, classist. It's all learned. What do we really fear most? We fear the unknown. The war on others is not a coincidence. Find the people you disagree with most and understand how they got there. Don't be scared of the unknown, be curious. Turn those triggers into glimmers. And in a world where we are targeted by the ads and the news, don't let them. And please don't get attached to this idea of brand. On paper, I've curated a wonderful resume. You heard all the nice things she said about me. Class president at MIT, I was in a movie with Samuel L. Jackson, and Channing Tatum was my teammate. I went to a graduate degree from Columbia. I made tons of friends and connections that would make the most hydrated of social influencers jealous. Want to know the truth? I didn't get into many schools graduating in Brookline. I didn't get into MIT. I had to do a prep school to get there. And when I got to MIT, I ran for class president as a joke. I only won because of a shameless popularity contest where a classmate made posters that read, "Canna Mori, can do Mori." And when I left in school in hopes for being the next Matt Damon, and I landed an acting gig that had nothing to do with talent or writing or acting. In fact, the only lines I had didn't make the final cut. To this day, my friends remind me that I should have been nominated for Best Part Asian in a non-speaking role. And when I racked up a lot of debt and I returned to school, I couldn't get a job despite everyone else getting a job. I weaseled my way into one and only one interview where I was the worst hire Morgan Stanley had ever made. And when I was consequently fired less than 2 years later for writing an offensive email that went viral, That email was both the reason I got into journalism school and the reason I got into the door at the company I'm at today. And I got to tell you, all the fancy people I've met along the way, I found the majority of them to be far more insecure than I was sitting in your very seats 25 years ago. Because their fame and success is based on your and my affirmation and not their own. So yeah, I failed to play Division I basketball. I failed to be a movie star. I failed to be an accomplished writer. I've been the bully and the bullied. And you know what? I regret none of it. You know why? Because I have my peace. The peace that gives me the power of choice. Every day, I'm a better father, a better brother, a better son, a better friend than the day before. And I make the best choices you can with the information you have at the time. What else can you possibly ask of yourself? So I'm going to kind of tell you the opposite of what most people would say up here. It's not quite don't follow your dreams. It's more don't get attached to the idea of them. Last year, your Celtics won the championship. This year, they did not. Does that mean this year was a failure? Does that mean they didn't grow? I'd argue this year is more important, maybe even a more successful year than last year because they're forced to face adversity, because their goals weren't realized, because the ideas of who they are and who they thought they were have been challenged. You are not an idea. You are an evolving being. And yes, it's about the journey, not the destination. But I think you'll find neither the journey nor the destination matter all that much if you don't do it with good company. Wow, it would suck if it starts raining. But to get good company, you have to be good company. And in the single most powerful quid pro quo in this world isn't money or accolades, but good company. I don't care what you're doing, when you find your people, your partners, when you get to truly share your life, there is no greater reward. But this comes from a willingness to favor empathy and not fall slave to sympathy. Guilt and guilt tripping, it's all nonsense. You don't want someone hanging out with you because they feel badly. You want them there because they're excited to be there. Dead people receive more flowers than living ones because sympathy is stronger than gratitude, and it drives me crazy. I don't need you telling me how great I was at my funeral. Come tell me today. Tell me I did a nice job. That'll make me feel good. So what am I really saying? Your life is not luck. It's a series of choices. Whether that's the choice to speak up or change your mind, to die for that ball or run one more mile, to help a stranger or stand up to a bully, to recognize you're being a bully and take pause, to say yes to a friend or to say no to a friend, to pick up the phone and call your parents, to ask for help and realize shame is as asinine as fear, to pursue the challenging or to embrace something you're good at just because you're good at it, even if it's outside your brand, to read, to listen, to smile, to dance. And all I ask is if when you make those choices, you don't give your spare change. You don't give what's easy. You give what's hardest. When it's most inconvenient, whether that's gratitude or forgiveness or anything else. And if you happen to falter and you make a bad choice and you didn't give your best, forgive yourself and move on. This moment, this one right here, is the first moment of the rest of your life. Your story is not luck. It is choice. Every night before I go to bed, my kids, Chloe and George, exchange one phrase: be big, be kind, be cool. And when you don't know what to do, be the biggest person you can. When your way in which is in question, choose kindness. When you get thrown off track, try and keep your cool. And if you're ever facing fear, this made-up idea called fear, be brave. And just remember, if none of that works, you can shoot for the stars and fall completely on your face, and somehow you can still be asked to come back and speak at your high school's graduation. Now I know Dean Thomas and Dean Longmire are scowling underneath their smiles because I'm way past my allotted time. But I didn't care about the rules then, and I don't care about them now. So, before I finish up, I'd like to play a little game with you. If the graduates could all close their eyes for a second. If you're not a graduate, you can play too. I want you to all imagine you have a bank account that credits you $86,400 a day. but every day the amount you don't use gets taken away. What would you do? Certainly you'd spend every dime. Well, you have that bank account. It's called time. Every day you're granted 86,400 seconds, and every day the seconds you don't use are gone. You'll never get them back. You can open your eyes. You have two decisions to make in this life: how you spend your time and how you spend your energy. They are finite. Embrace the power of choice. Class of 2025, this has been the honor of a lifetime. Be big, be kind, be cool, and be brave. I wish you a lot more than luck.
Thank you again to Brookline's own Mr. Danny Kanamori.
Wow. Danny Kanamori, can we say thank you again? Be big, be kind, be good, be cool. It's shocking that I would forget be cool. Be brave. Okay, now the moment we've been waiting for. Dr. Guillory, it is my honor to present to you the class of 2025, having met all of our requirements and obligations. So I think it is your opportunity to accept this class.
Thank you, Mr. Meyer. Good afternoon. Distinguished guests, school committee member, staff, administrators, proud family, friends, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2025. On behalf of the public schools of Brookline, and with great pride, confidence, and admiration, I formally accept the graduating class of Brookline High School as presented by Head of School Meyer. Graduates, this is your moment. You sit here today not only as students who have completed the requirements of high school, but as young adults ready to take on the challenges and opportunities beyond these walls and grounds. You have earned this through mornings, early mornings and late nights, through hard work and multiple projects, through moments of doubt that you met with tenacity and grit. The diploma that you will receive momentarily is more than a piece of paper. It is a rite of passage. It is a symbol of your growth, your learning, your character, and your readiness to step into the world which comes next. And let me be clear, the world needs you, our country. The world needs you, our country, and our nation needs you. We need your curiosity, your creativity, your compassion, your commitment, and your courage. Whether you go on to college, head off to a career, to military service, or another path, do not underestimate the impact that you can and will have. You are the future we have been prepping you for, and we believe in you. To the families, guardians, and caregivers, thank you for the support, love, and guidance you have given to our warriors. To the teachers, staff, and administrators, your dedication has shaped the minds and hearts of this class, and your work will echo in their lives for years to come. Class of 2025, as I accept you today, I also challenge you. Carry forward the values you've honed here: integrity, service, perseverance, and hope. And never forget that no matter how far you go, you will always be part of the Warrior family. Congratulations. We are proud of you. We believe in you and can't wait to see what you do next. Madam Vice Chair, these graduates are ready to receive their diplomas. Congratulations.
At this time, we'd like to acknowledge our 4 educators who have volunteered to participate in the most anticipated part of the ceremony. Our name readers for the class of 2025 are Ms. Astrid Allen, Dean of Students, Ms. Allie Zimbruski, Special Education Teacher, Mr. Kevin Whitehead, World Language Teacher, and Mr. Andrew Kimball, World Language Teacher. On behalf of the class of 2025, we thank you.
Okay, it's time to get this thing started. Graduates, take a deep breath. Families, get ready. It's time for our first graduate, Thomas O'Brien. Logan Abrams. Mateo Adam Ibanez. Negide Chukwuanya Agba. Alonzo Aldama. Kayla Alexander. Horizon Alfred. Rafay Ali. Tony Alston. Joanna Albes. Riley Ament. Grady Ames. Noelia Ames. Daphna Amsaleg. Juliana Valetic Sayeg. Constantinos Antoniades. Laura Aruju. Wilfred Arias Mendez. Jade Ashley. Denise Asma. Mimi Aspie. Kylie Avant. Nai Azi. Andrew Bacon. Ness Bain. Ander Basak. Max Baich. Alex Bacom. Jonas Balaban. Billy Bamberg. Itai Barke. Sada Barada. Ivy Bass. Suraj Batley. Owen Bowman. Ian Beckwith. Gracie Benavides. Tal Barabee. Matteo Bertini. Kieran Bhatia. Ravan Bhatia. Kenny Williams. Kieran Bhatia. Ravan Bhatia. Navya Bimani. Isaac Bitran. Joshua Bittner. Kit Bjorbeck. Cleo Blanding. Shayna Blankstein Chin. Evan Bose. Addison Bonebreak. Brooke Baudelaire. Tyler Brandle, presented by Baker teacher Nicole Brandle. Piero Bravo Santiago. Oliver Bredfelt. Adam Breyer. Elias Brendle. Gregor Brockman. Dylan Brody. Edward Brooks. Sydney Bueno Lynn. Reuven Buff. Hunhun Bui. Kale Bundy. Alexander Burke. Alan Burlack. Isabella Bouchard. Sophia Byrne. Christian Cabrera. Samantha Calabro. Eloise Callis. Luca Campbell. Suvi Carlisle. Julian Carlson. Hannah Carrick. Reed Carroll. Matthew Carson. Nicholas Carson. Madeline Carusone. Josefina Carvajal Costner. Wayne Chai. Anthea Chan. Carter Chang. Kate Chang. Aurora Charbonneau. Lucas Chen. Devin Chin. Marshall Chin. Aiden Cho. Yunjin Cho. Clara Choi. Yenkai Chow. Meredith Christ. Connor Christopher. Eleanor Churchill. Ashley Cherwin. Julia Cherwin. Chloe Clark. Chelsea Coe. Beckett Kaufman. Ayla Cohen. Stephen Collins April. Isaac Conover. Sydney Cornelison. Benjamin Cody. Lillian Cox. Madison Cox. Milo Dantowitz. Christina DeRosa. Shivam Das. Kaylee De Jesus. Max Delaney. Anna Denker. Julia Denker. Naomi Deriso. David Devaya. Maria Di Fabrizio. Jonathan Diaz. Mia DiCarlo. Zachary Ditkoff, presented by Chair of the Building Committee and former school committee member Susan Wolf Ditkoff. Milo Dixon. Sophia D'Onofrio. Catherine Donovan. Anthony Drinkwater. Antonia Duffield.
Lysander Duffield. Christina Dupre. Maximilian Durant. Casper Jombeck. Sasho Esch. Adele Ibralitza. Alexandra Ibralitza. Sora Egozi. Onamai Ekulemo. George Alasmar. Joseph Alasmar. Molly England. William England. Timothy Enos. Ezra Epstein, diploma presented by BHS social worker Paul Epstein. Connor Erdman. Ian Erickson Sosa. Isel Etkin Macias. Christopher Everett. Tova Falk. Gabriel Fasten. Alice Faust. Lloyd Feng. Aaliyah Ferdinand. Monasis Fields Sanders. Bryce Figueredo. Sophie Finkelstein. Jade Fiorelli. Martel Furman. Lauren Fish. Camille Fisher. Jack Fitzgerald. Bridget Flynn. Jacob Ford. Tyler Ford, diploma presented by BHS culinary teacher Dave Ford. Alex Foreman. Luba Foreman. Sydney Freeze. Carrie Fry. Pierre Fry. Emma Fuller. Zachary Fung. Benjamin Facillo. Hannah Gabe. Rebecca Gale. Khalil Gamble. Jace Gangandaran. George Gaudet. Jonah German. Maya Gavertz. Michael Giovannucci. Jesse Givens. Talia Gosling. Tom Goldberg. Barry Golden. Aaliyah Goler. Tobias Gomal. Ava Gooding Landry. Devora Gorfain. Catalina Graham. Gianna Gravina. Leah Gressel. Yulia Grigorieva. Eden Grossman. Stephanie Guerrero. Maxwell Guo. Samuel Haber. Lincoln Hafner. Turner Hafner. Mai Heckby. Babette Hall. McKenna Hammond. Louisa Hansel. Presented by Pierce Math Specialist Allison Hansel. Ina Happinen. Georgina Harrington. Madigan Harris. Sasha Harwin. Mia Hatut. Gail Hatzialeftheriadis. Diploma presented by BHS Secretary Bonnie Hatzialeftheriadis. Amelie Hauner. Birdie Hawkins. Soleil Hayes Pollard. Jack He. Sophia Heinrich. Jude Henry. Santiago Hernandez. Sasha Hill. Melanie Ho. Owen Hoffman. Sadie Hogue. David Hopp. Roman Horowitz. Christina Huang. Asha Hoog. Sita Hoog. Sid Humphreys Lanham. Gabrielle Talbot Hunter. Benjamin Hurwitz. David Heitha. Alon Ingerman. Jamal Isayev. Amari Jackson. Nathan Jackson. Jack Jarvis. Oh, presented by Baker teacher Leslie Tomian. Surya Jashankar. Janai Jean-Michel. Victoria Gelden. Massimino Max Johnson. Sophia Jordan. Diploma presented by BHS H teacher Larry Jordan. Andrew Kazmarek. Elizabeth Kane. Aiden Capista. Soraya Karimi. Diploma presented by Pierce teacher Mariam Rahmani. Hashim Kassis. Eva Cates. David Katzman. Dylan Katz. Charlotte Kaufman. Theodore Kessler. Abigail Ketema. Peter Kujakov. Veronica Kidovskaya. Haley Kim. John Kim. Ezra Kleinbaum. Kiyoya Kobayashi. Anastasia Kolesnikova. Su Jin Koo. Eddie Covell. Torben Cranstover. Joshua Krakowski. Anna Krivtsov. James Kryzanski. Maya Kushner. Ava Kutka. Florence Lagos Johnson. Sana Lai. Adam Lamb. Echo Larson.
All right, so these guys need to then get up here, yeah.
Hannah Wells. Emil Larson. Anna Lawson. Naomi Lasdens. Arisa Lee. Taryn Lee. Zachary Lee. Tamara Leitman, presented by Pierce teacher Susan Leitman. Ethan Lerner. David Leroy. Anna Leshley. Talia Lewis. Marla Lee. Paris Liang. Julian Libby Alicia. Zachariah Liebert. Jay Lim. Alex Lynn. Maya Lynn. Peja Lim. Vera Lynn. Eloise Linus. William Litt. Selena Liu.
Sophia Liu. Lucas Lockwood. Nathaniel Lockwood. Maria Londano Cano. Nathan Lopes de Carvalho. Anna Losk. Elon Luchinsky Williams. Ella Lyons, presented by Pierce Principal Jamie Yadoff. Ryan McIver, presented by Runkle Special Educator Anna McIver. Haley Mack. Daniel Mahara. Shakira Malcolm. Eddie Mann. Rowena Mann. Judah Manning. Ryan Morantz. Anita Marquis. Josie Marquis. Charles Marshall. Payson Marshall. Sebastian Martinez Rivera. Ellis Martino. Victoria Martinucci. Graham Martin Wilson, presented by BHS Social Studies Coordinator Jen Martin. Olivia Matarazza. Jonathan Mazzara. Casey McCarthy. Elena McGinnis, presented by BHS World Language Teacher Emily McGinnis. Marley McKenzie. Cecilia McPhail. Penelope McPherson. Bella Mendoza. Catherine Merlis. Pauline Merlis. Janie Michelle. Lydia Meyer, presented by BHS Head of School, Anthony Meyer. Michael Meow. Ariana Armani Mills. Jenna Min. Aiden Minahan. Benny Miraji. Angelica Miranda Chong. Sabrina Mushrak. Sophia Mushrak. Mustafa Muhammad. Peter Monopoly. Haven Montgomery. Julianne Martrand. Eloise Moore. Sashenka Morales Soto. Mazel Morales. Jaya Morris. Bridget Morrissey. Artemis Mukherjee Smith. Grania Mulligan. Jacob Mund. Ryan Murillo. Leana Nabil. Eden Naktijal. Rithik Narayan. Olave Najati, presented by Runkle Custodian Mojave Najati. Marco Newell. Laurelyn Newsom. Nicholas Wen. Mei Mei Ni. Mateen Niktaj. Charlotte Norris. Layla Nubir. Miles Nygren. Esme O'Brien, presented by Hayes Principal Asa Sevilius. Jack O'Connor. Gus O'Donnell. Eric Ogren. Serena Oyama Sukocho. Sean O'Keefe. Hunter O'Cusick. Isabel Oldham, presented by former school committee chair Julie Schreiner Oldham. Alexandra Olive. William O'Morrigy, presented by Baker and Runkle Metco liaison Vina Harvey. L. O'Neill. Salamawit O'Neill. Akito Ono. Jalen Onoha. Niall O'Rien. Sarah Osser. Claudio Oster. Rowan Packard. Isabella Pius.
Damian Pankratov. Panagiotis Papa Mihail. Kala Paragiri. Kyle Park. Susha Partensky. Aitana Pedrero Puertas. Marcus Pung. Tia Percheva. Micaela Filen Burgos. Dylan Pineda. Bruno Pirolo. Ruben Pomerantz. Flannery Poon, diploma presented by BHS Social Studies teacher Steph McAllister Poon and Dean of Student Support Brian Poon. Henry Powell. Angela Price. Julia Price. Natalie Price. Ione Probstein. Trey Putney. Greta Radke. Josiah Ragland. Amarjot Ranu Laverdiere. Hazel Rails. Sahasrena Reddy. Etta Reed. Jolie Rivas. Julian Rico. Jaslyn Ricks. Marco Riggi. Ziomari Rivera Gonzalez. Connor Roche. Adam Rosenblatt. Lucia Rosenblatt. Calvert Ross. Austin Rubinoff. Maya Rubenstein. Michelle Rouget. Bonnie Rumreich, presented by BHS math teacher Betty Strong. Noah Russell. Amalia Reisman. Amira Salik. Tyler Sakurau. Sylvie Sachs. Alina Samarison. Blake Samstad. Gabriel Samuels. Ruth Sandler. Arlo Sandoval McDuffie. Neil Seren. Fiona Savage. Brett Schneider. Frederick Schreiber-Wachnick. Zadie Schwab-Jacobson. Isabella Scott Ogang Baderu. Gabriel Siegel. Lillian Seifert. Youngjin Song. El Sedia. Kasra Shabazi. Martin Shapiro. Maury Shende Ruiz. David Shepard. Nora Shu. Alan Shee. Samantha Short. Anish Shrivastava. Abigail Silberman. Tobias Silman. Kyrie Simmons. Eric Situ. Kritika Sivakumar. Kylie Slaughter. Benjamin Smith. Sarah Smoliar. Emily Snyder. Isaac Solano. Sophia Song. Isabel Subin. Jasmine Spaniard. Benjamin Speicher. Alexia Spinelli. Florence Spunt. Henrik St. Clair. Elena Stein. Julian Steinberg. William Stone. Sophia Sue. Roman Suhanoski. Noah Suk. Devin Sullivan. Duru Sunai. Arzu Saida. Hana Seleni. Sammy Tabak. Jonathan Talmore. Vilena Chernychev. Maggie Tian. Beatrice Tenorio Falco. Ella Tevald. Maxim Thompson. Next, Reisner Thompson. Seth Thompson. Cora Tracy. Lily Tracy. Elias Troderman Diploma presented by Beep Nurse Deborah Troderman. Theo Tsekov. Natalie Tulipani. Timur Tunkman. Maria Udalova. Nicolette Urman. Vishnu Urs. Christop Vivars. Vian Dal Torta. Kava Varaste. Bruno Vasconcelos David. Artyom Varaxa. Maya Vitsigyan. Lucas Vickers. Olivia Villafañe. Aaron Viola. Rusik Waikar. Bella Wang. Rochen Esther Wang. William Wang. Yuanbin Wang. Jesse Waters Malone. Leo Weil. Leela Weintraub. Sophie Wiesman. Noah Wilson. Ryan Wilson. Isabella Wong. David Wooten. Brayla Wright Woory. Wen He Xiang. Li Shu. Leosha Yeliseu. Lee Young. Laurel Zaka, Diploma, presented by BHS World Language teacher Liz Gorman. Olivia Zanini. Julia Zellermeyer. Jaden Jung. Misha Jernievsky. Michael Ju. Uriel Zipursky. And Yuli Zucker-Juhurst.
Will the senior members of our Camerata Choir please come to the stage to lead us in the singing of Brookline High School's alma mater?
Someone play us a B? Someone play a B? I think it's also an E flat. E flat. E flat. Can we just choose our own key? E flat. Stop lying. I do have fun. Guys, keep spreading out.
It's on the back of your program.
Thank you, Camerata. Now, by the power vested in, I need our graduates, the class of 2025, please stand for this auspicious moment. By the power vested in me from the school committee and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I now pronounce you graduates of Brookline High School. Go Warriors! Wow, that was impressive. That was nice. Leroy. Yeah.
Thank you all for coming today. Thank you to the Brookline Interactive Group for once again offering our families and friends an opportunity to experience this milestone. Please remember to clean up your trash, and you're welcome to recycle your gown in one of the bins of the field.
1, 2, 3.
Congratulations one last time to the Brookline High School class of 2025.
just bring this all with the podium?